on the recommendation of the prosecutor, and having perused the evidence and in consultation with the Director of Public Prosecution for Gauteng, Advocate Sibongile Mzanyati, the Acting Special Director of Public Prosecutions and Head of the Priority Crimes Litigation Unit, Dr. Turi Pretorius SC, has decided that Mr. Pillay, Mr. Magashula and Mr. Gordhan must be prosecuted and arraigned on inter alia the following crimes. Count 1, fraud in respect of the 1,141,000 rand, 178 rand and 11 cents, whereby the aforementioned persons had misrepresented to the Government Employment Pension Fund and to SARS that Mr. Pillay was entitled to full pensionable benefits in terms of the employee-initiated severance package, which was implemented for transformation initiatives, whereas in fact the aforementioned persons knew well that the employee-initiated severance package was not applicable to Mr. Pillay. Count 2, only in respect of Mr. Magashula, a contravention of the Public Finance Management Act, in that Mr. Magashula, as the accounting officer, had caused SARS to incur irregular, fruitless and wasteful and unauthorized expenditure in the amount of 1,141,178 rand and 11 cents. Count 3, only in respect of Mr. Pillay and Mr. Magashula, a charge of fraud in relation to the employment contract for duration of 5 years. Count 4, in respect of Mr. Pillay and Mr. Gordhan, in relation to the extension of the employment contract. The 3 accused have today been informed of the decision to prosecute them, and they have been served with J175 summonses listing the charges and in terms of which they are required to appear in the Pretoria Regional Court on 2 November 2016. As I sit before you today, I reassure you of my commitment to my oath of office to uphold, protect and defend the Constitution and the fundamental rights entrenched therein, and to enforce the law of the Republic of South Africa vigorously, without fear, without favour or prejudice, and as the circumstances of any particular case may require, in accordance with our Constitution and our laws. This decision has been made by the Special Director of Public Prosecutions in consultation with the Director of Public Prosecutions for Pretoria. They have applied their minds to the facts of the matter, to the evidence and the recommendations of the prosecutors. They considered all factors in respect of this matter. The difficulty that one is faced with is, and we're probably going to touch on the issue of the timing, of the prosecution simultaneously. You'd be very mindful of the current matter where President Zuma has appealed or filed a petition with the President of the Supreme Court of Appeal. And the issue in that particular matter relates to the egregious or alleged egregious conduct of members of the NPA in the timing of the prosecution. Now, the prosecutors in this matter found themselves in a very difficult situation. A decision has been made. Do we hold back on announcing this decision and announce this decision at some other particular point in time? I think the ramifications thereof for this institution can be dire. And no, I won't resign under any circumstances. This decision was made within the confines of the rule of law and the Constitution. I think you'd realize in the opening address I touched on the powers of the National Prosecuting Authority, the powers of judges, and how these powers must be respected. And I would appreciate if you respect it the same way.